What's going on, guys? BSGT2 Trek Fan 88 here, and it's officially
Wednesday, October 21st, 2015.
Great Scott! Actually, it's about 12:05 a.m. here, and yes, it is October 21st, 2015, and I'm making this video kind of late. This is going to be really quick, and I'm going to follow up with another video or two afterwards. This is being called Back to the Future Day, and of course the mass media at large is, of course, using this to their advantage, wanting to get ratings, wanting to get likes on their social media pages and so on. But those of you that have been Back to the Future fans since the very beginning, you know what day it is. You know how big this is. And to me personally, a lot of coworkers of mine, a lot of younger people, even older, are like, whatever, Back to the Future. You know what? No. Back to the Future is a huge film and/or huge film trilogy. It was the trilogy after Star Wars, before Lord of the Rings. I love Back to the Future. I love everything about it. A memory of mine dating back to before time was time for me. And I've talked about this before. When I was a kid, my parents would go down the street a few houses and play cards with neighbors of mine, friends of mine. In fact, one of my earlier friends, him and I used to hang out a lot. But occasionally they would go play cards, and I would stay at my house. He would stay at his house. And I stumbled across this collection of VHS tapes, and a couple of TV shows. One of them on the same tape was, it's me. One of them was Jeff Goldblum's version of the Headless Horseman, Sleepy Hollow. And then after that, it was when HBO, for the first time, and this is back in HBO's heyday, like the beginning, when they showed Back to the Future, and I watched the movie, and since then, along with Space Camp, Leviathan, and Death Machine, Back to the Future was always in my brain. I resort you to The Cable Guy, where, someone has to kill the babysitter, only a much nicer version of it. Back to the Future, to me, the film series 1, 2, and 3, everybody has their favorites. I love them all. If I had to pick one, it's 2. Only reason it's 2 is because they go from 1985 to 1955, back to 1985, and then to 2015, and then they go to a whole bunch of different time frames. So it's for me, it's a very full, energizing, energetic movie. But the trilogy as a whole, you have amazing acting, you have amazing choreography, set design, special effects. The soundtrack, don't even get me started. I have the expanded scores, bootleg, whatever you want to call it, for every film. This series is my generation. If you're in your mid to late 20s, you know what Back to the Future means to us as human beings. Christopher Lloyd, Michael J. Fox, awesome. And today, in about 15 hours or so, 16 when I wake up eventually and drive an hour away, I will be seeing not just part 1, not just part 2, but all 3 films in theaters. Yes, at the Dartmouth Theater in Massachusetts, I will be seeing all 3 films on October 21st, 2015. It's not perfectly timed. I know that, Doc Brown arrives at 4 something in the afternoon. I could have done that, but it was either see just one film, part 2, or part 1, 2, and 3, and I said, I'll go see all 3. I've seen Back to the Future Part 1 a couple of times in theaters. The first one when I saw it about 5 years ago as part of the local science fiction group. We picked the Terminator and Back to the Future as our 2 travel in time films, and it was a local theater, like 50 seats. It was just one of those things where there's a projector and DVD Blu-ray player. This is going to be different. This is a full 300, 400 audience member auditorium, and from what I can tell, when I recently I bought my tickets already for me and my best friend of mine, but I went back and tried to buy tickets again, and almost all of the seats are taken. So to see parts 1, 2, and 3 on that date, but more importantly on the big screen with an audience that's full, this is going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of things that I could get into here. I'm just too tired to talk about it. It's just too much to get into. The relationship between Doc Brown and Marty, him and Jennifer, all the little niches that are in the film, all the callbacks, And of course, let's not even begin to talk about how, you know, this is 2015. What did the movie get right? What did the movie get wrong? And of course, again, the mass media at large is, you know, cashing in on, oh, look at the article, or let's talk about what the... Fuck off. You're going to talk about this for one, maybe two news cycles, and that's it, and it's gone. For us true fans, we know what this means to us. There's no flying cars. There's no Mr. Fusion. There's no rehydrated pizza.
Hey, pizza, I'm hungry.
All right, just wait your turn.
When it's ready, could you just shove it in my mouth?
Don't you be a smartass.
I'll crank the atrocity channel.
Hydrate level 4, please.
Is it ready?
Here you go.
Oh, boy, Mom. You sure can hydrate a pizza. No, I'm sorry, I missed that whole thing.
That looks fucking delicious, by the way. There's no hoverboard. There's no automatically drying jackets. There's no self-lacing shoes, not yet anyway. This is going to be fun, and I can't wait to come back to you and talk to you about it. But, you know, part of me is also kind of sad. You know, since growing up, or ever since, or I shouldn't say that, while growing up and up until very now, today, when I watch Back to the Future Part 2, 2015, that's the future. You know, back when I was a kid or a teenager or a young adult, no, that's the 2015, that's when he goes into the future. Now, when we watch this movie, he ain't going in the future, he's going into the past. So they're going back to the future in the past. Kind of sad. It's almost like... It's like when you watch those movies like Terminator. You know, Judgment Day was 1997, August 29th. For me, another sad date will be 2029. You know, the actual date in the first film, the second film, whatever, when the future war happens. But this is kind of unique because the exact date down to pretty much the exact time is mentioned. And it will be, you know, when I grow up, if I ever have kids or if I ever talk to a godchild, whatever, you know, oh, it's one of those things where it's like, back in my day, this was considered the future. You know, anyway, so you get the idea. So 6 minutes in now, 7 minutes in. What are your thoughts on Back to the Future? Are you going to see the second film or all three in theaters? Do you love this series like I do? What are your thoughts? I'm very tired right now. I'm going to go to bed because Smee has kept me up the past few nights. Yeah, you. But anyway, great Scott. Have a good night.
The future. Unbelievable. Hoverboard.
Where is he?
Great Scott. You've got to come back with me.
Where?
Back to the future. October 21st, 2015.